Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. And today is going to be my first knitting podcast in 9 months, 10 months, something like that. I was thinking about this in my previous video where I was telling you about everything that I need in 2025. I'm very happy and excited to be here. I'm really happy and excited to show you everything that I finished this year because I had a super productive month of January and I finished 6 different projects. So, as I said, I was in Nepal in the beginning of the year. I went there before Christmas and I came back on 8th of January. And while I was in Nepal, literally when I landed, so when my trip started, I landed in Kathmandu on December 22, which was kind of like still the day of winter solstice, so 21st and 22nd. On 22nd, I was in the hotel and I started my winter solstice custom, my winter solstice project. And I finished it 2 days after I came back from Nepal. So I came back on 8. I think I finished it on 10 because on 9 I was working on it. I haven't done much that day. I was just like literally sitting on the couch here, watching some videos, drinking tea, trying to get myself back together. And on that day, on the next day, I finished everything. So here is my winter solstice cast on and first finished of this year. It's my cloud sweater by Petit Knit. Here we are. Here I have 2 different yarns. Its first one is Camarose Snefnug in color half grown. I think it's something like seaweed. If I'm mistaken, please correct me because I'm not sure. I saw it first time last year when I was in Dublin in This Is Knit, which is like lovely shop in Dublin. I really hope that technically I need to go to Dublin again this year for work. I really hope to go there. That time I saw this color, I fell in love with it because I was planning to try Snefnog, but I was thinking to try the Bordeaux color. And when I saw it in presence, no, when I saw it with my eyes in the shop, I was very kind of taken aback because it was very dark. It was much darker than I thought. But then I saw this color and I was like, okay, this is like perfect sage green color. And I combined it with a strand of mohair. Mostly not because I wanted mohair, because it's kind of like the pattern is not calling for it. But I had the loveliest shade of mohair from a shop in Ukraine that is called Yarna, and they have 2 types of mohair that they sell. One is called Glamour, another one is called Rhapsody, and this is Rhapsody in the color Tiffany. I will insert the photo. I'm obsessed with that color. And I bought one sweater quantity of it at some point. And then last summer when I managed to go to Ukraine to see my family, I kind of thought that I had some other green yarn. I was like, okay, I will buy another quantity. So I had like 12 skeins of it and I used like 5 and a little bit of the first quantity for this sweater. It looks lovely. I love the color. I love everything about this sweater. So this sweater is going to be blocked very soon, and I cannot wait to wear it because it's lovely fit, it's lovely sweater, it's lovely color, everything. I love everything about it. And I'm really happy that for once, all of my kind of like this, like solstice and equinox cast-ons, like one of them I finished straight ahead. After finishing this sweater, I wanted to focus on some of the smaller things to get them out of my way, let's say. And especially some of them that were a little bit more lingering cast-ons. This is not one of them, but I'm happy that I finished this pair of socks. Look, they're like, if this is not the most Christmassy socks, I don't know what is. I love it. I love them. I love them. I love them. It's yarn. I don't remember now how it's called. I will insert the information in the description down below. I got it from my secret St. Nicholas this year. We did this small exchange this year for St. Sveti Mykolai or St. Nicholas Day in Ukraine with my friends who are all kind of like podcasters, like knitting presents online. It was a beautiful experience, and this is the yarn that I got from my St. Nicholas. And I'm so happy that I managed to make my Christmas socks. This way, I already wore them a little bit, but this way they're ready for next year for Christmas. This is just a simple vanilla sock. I I don't remember how many stitches I had. I think I had 72 stitches because I also wanted them to be a little bit bigger and cozier. But I did also the German twisted cast on, and this is a game changer. I didn't know how to do it before. I always wanted to try, but I don't know why I didn't. I think it just kind of slipped my mind every time. Someone suggested me the German twisted cast on. Game changer. Love it. I knitted the cuff in 2x2 rib, then just normal sock, normal vanilla sock, slip stitch heel. That's it. Had lots of fun with this yarn. I knit my socks on magic loop 2 at a time. And this was lots of fun because you can never know which color is going to appear next. And I did a little bit of color management only, I think maybe here, because it was kind of like dragging for long, that it was kind of dark and everything. And I wanted it to be, after this green, I think it needed to get to brown again. And I wanted something different. I wanted brighter color. Overall, lovely socks, lovely yarn. I never knit my socks with this type of yarn with metallic thread, and I didn't knit with this type of yarn for a very long time in general, and I had lots of fun. After all, once again, I was looking through my whips and everything that I wanted to finish as soon as possible, and I had this hat, just a simple one-on-one rib hat. I was trying to kind of use the Pearl Soho, like classic rib hat or something like that. It's called. It's a free pattern. I was trying to use that one for reference for kind of like the number of stitches and everything, and specifically for decreases, because it's not like you need anything else. No, it's just you need to cast on and then you need to do decreases. And it didn't work for me. Kind of for my needles and for my gauge and for my yarn, I needed to adapt the number of stitches a little bit, and then it was like the math was not mathing for me. So I made kind of a mix, because I decided to see which other patterns for hats I have. And I had the Oslo hat that I made many times, and another hat that I still haven't made from Petit Knit. I think it's Weekender hat, I think. Maybe. I think it's also one-on-one rib or something like that. And I looked through them, and with the combination of the instructions from these two patterns, I managed to make quite nice decreases here. And the hat is ready. Now I have two green hats. I don't know why. Doesn't bother me at all because they're very different types, very different vibes. And this hat I still haven't worn. I finished it quite fast because I think I was somewhere here. So just needed to add a little bit of length and just to do the decreases and crown shaping. I took it with me to Nepal, and I didn't work on it at all there because I was working on my sweater, on my cloud sweater. So as I returned, this was like kind of a couple of days later, I finished it after the socks. Next item is a garment, and I started it like literally 1 week before I left, and I had all the chances to finish it when I started it. But I got a little bit distracted because I got an invitation for a Ukrainian event here in Palermo, and I was not sure if I will be able to go there or not. And in the end, I was not able to go because I just didn't have enough time, because I was running around trying to get prepared for my trip and to buy the last gifts and to plan everything and to finish my work. And yeah, so I didn't manage to go there, and that's why I didn't finish the item, the project. And I finished it now, and I'm so excited and so happy that I finally did it. It will look like big black nothing. I will try to show it to you closer. No. Okay, I'm sure that you can see that there's a little bit of texture. This is the pattern that is called Lonely Leftovers Vest from Wool and Beyond. I know many people knitted it. Like here, maybe you will be able to see a little bit. It like here's the I-cord. I had this idea. I had this yarn also in my stash for some time. It's a black boucle that I bought on a cone from someone on Vinted. I decided that I want to make a garment like this, so like a gilet, to wear with my traditional Ukrainian shirt on the days when I need it. I wanted to make it for quite some time. I had this idea like lingering in my head, and I thought that I have this black boucle. I have two skeins of black drops Nepal that I could also use, and I had kind of like 5 skeins, I think, of black drops Flora. So this part, the back and the sleeves, like the sleeves, the shoulders, I made with one strand of boucle yarn and one strand of drops Nepal, so it's a little bit more substantial, more like stiffer fabric. And then I added drops Flora when I ran out of Nepal, and everything else is knitted in Flora. The I cords, the edging, everything. If, for example, at one point I will decide to add the sleeves, I can do it. It's going to be huge sleeves, but they have an I cord here, and it's going to be the same idea as here. No, so you can pick up from the I cord and knit the sleeves. For now, I'm happy with it as a vest, and I'm really happy that I made it because it. Okay, like this, maybe you can see the texture. No, it really looks like kind of one of the traditional over layers that Ukrainian women, Ukrainian men were wearing traditionally, and I think it looks amazing. So it was kind of like my inspiration for Christmas, for like Christmas time. I'm like, it's a pity that it didn't finish it before, but as I didn't go to that event, it's okay. I finished it now. I'm very happy about it. I really like how it turned out. And then I had two of the projects that I started quite some time ago. One I started, I think, in September and October, and it was kind of, one of these whips that if you sit down and work on them, they will fly by. If you don't sit down and work on them, if you just do a couple of rows here and there, it will stay with you for years. So it's this huge croissant. It's my Sophie shawl that I made with yak, the blend of yak and sheep wool that I brought last year from Nepal. I brought two colors, one of this like kind of gray, charcoal gray something, and another one is very beautiful, rich forest green. That one I still didn't use, but this one finally, my shawl is finished. It's huge. And I will say that I don't have the pattern for Sophie shawl. I have the pattern for Sophie scarf, and I just adapted the amount of increases that I needed to make. And my idea was to use all of this yarn. And I don't know until when Petit Knit suggests you to make increases, up until how many stitches. But mine in the end was like when I started doing decreases, I had 77 stitches. So it's quite wide. And I think that the shawl that is in the pattern, I think it's less wide because this one can also work as a hood without any issues. Just want to show it to you. You see, it doesn't open. It really covers my hair. So I was, even though I was thinking to make a Sophie hood at some point, I feel like with this type of shawl, you don't need to do that. About this yarn, as you can see probably on the video, I think you can tell. Like in some places it's much thinner. In some places it's much thicker. This is hand spun yarn that I bought in very small shop in Tamil that is actually selling souvenirs. It doesn't sell yarn. And I think that they had it just by accident, this wool. And I love it. It's like wild, free. It's really not, it doesn't have any gauge. It doesn't have any rules. It doesn't fit into anything. It's just yarn. So I worked with it on 5mm needles, and sometimes it was very thick. Like sometimes you could tell that you can even knit it on 10mm. And sometimes it was so thin that you could have knitted on 2.5, for example. But I love it. I love that it's like real hand spun, very, very, very special yarn for me. And I'm really happy that finally it's done. Actually, I think when I returned to it after I came back home, I think I was on decreases. I was like, what, like, this is the tallest point of the shawl or the widest point, no? I think I was somewhere here maybe. And then I sat down on a rainy Saturday and I did all of this in one day. I got into my mood, I got into the flow of the shawl, and I finished it. Then I proceeded to block it, and I knew that it will have quite a lot of probably spinning oil or something like that coming out of it. The water was black. It was like very, very dark. I used a lot of kind of like type of conditioner for wool because I was hoping for the sheep part of this wool to kind of fluff up and hold the yak better. And I think it happened. I think it was successful. And now it doesn't lose it drops some it drops some fibers, but not as much, and it smells very nice. So I'm really happy that I finally finished it, and yeah, that's it. And the last lingering whip that I had, that I finished yesterday evening, it's this. This is my sweater that I'm pretty sure I haven't shown you before. Maybe I spoke about my plans to knit it, but I'm not sure. This sweater is called Colette's sweater, not the one from Sari Nordland. This one is from Vitra Design. It's from her book. I have the book, the physical copy. And I finally, like, I really wanted to knit it for a very long time because it has a very beautiful shoulder, if you can see it. Yeah. This is the combination of Sandnes Garn Peer Gynt and Isager silk mohair. Beautiful combination. Just like the fabric is amazing. It took me quite some time only because I was not working on it consistently. Honestly, there is nothing difficult. Like, there is difficult, but it's when you come to just working in the round, there is nothing difficult there. I was just not working on it for some time. But I don't know how is the pattern that you can buy on Ravelry or on her website. In the book, it was so, I don't even know how to say. It was so dry. It was so concise. It was so like, we need to fit it on 2 pages. Even when I started, I knitted the collar and then I needed to figure out how to do short rows plus the increases here. It took me so long. I have another pattern now, even because this sweater comes in another gauge. And at some point, I was like, I don't understand anything. So I need to try to work it out. So between these two patterns, the one that I don't remember now how it's called, it's also kind of like the Colette Sweater Light, maybe, or something like that. They're kind of almost the same. They're kind of very different. Somewhere between these two patterns, I finally figured out how to knit it. And the fit is beautiful. It's a beautiful sweater, just that it's not as easy to understand as I thought. I made twisted rib, both here, on the cuffs, on the bottom, everywhere. I knitted it and until almost like recommended length, maybe a little bit longer. This pattern has two sets of short rows, one on the neckline and one on the bottom, on the, like, right before the rib on the sweater. So it's kind of, it's really nice fitting sweater. I would love to maybe knit it again one day, but it was not easy. It was not the easiest pattern. It's kind of like very, like, many people complain that Sandnes Garn, they don't give the biggest, like, the most like user-friendly descriptions or the most understandable, the most user-friendly patterns. This is very different. This one, like, I knitted from Sandnes Garn booklets. I had no issues. Here I had quite some issues. But I'm very happy that I finished it. It's this color that is not maybe my perfect color. I already knitted sweater that is kind of a little bit similar to this. And I don't know if I need both of them, but I really wanted to have it. And I really wanted it in this yarn. And I couldn't resist this yarn. I don't know why. They have also, Peer Gynt has this Tweedy yarn also in gray. So maybe this would be something that I will try in the future. Okay, these were all of my finished objects. I'm very happy about that only because, like, I feel like I've accomplished something, I've finished them, I closed some stories and everything. And out of the projects that I have right now that I can be working on in the nearest future, we have, first one is this. I'm pretty sure you haven't seen it. I don't remember if on this channel I managed to tell the story of Portobello sweater. I had super frustrating experience with it. I had plans for this yarn. This is Drops Charisma that I bought like 2 years ago. And my plan was to knit a Portobello sweater. I really wanted to have this Henley striped sweater that looks like, how it's called? Leontine sweater from Cezanne. I tried to knit that sweater. I bought the pattern. I started it. I cast on, and I don't remember. I think I knitted like a couple of centimeters, and I realized that I cannot. That pattern, unfortunately, like, if you love it, great. If you manage to knit it, even more great. I'm actually kind of jealous because I didn't manage. But I had such a frustrating time trying to understand where the beginning of the row is in the raglan lines. And I was already kind of tired of raglans, as I said. So it was just not doing it for me. And I decided to frog it and start another project. And I started this one. This is called Direction Loop Sweater from Other Loops. It looks big. It is big. I really wanted it to be very oversized. My boyfriend just passed and brought me some popcorn. Thank you. So I was saying, this is direction loop from other loops. I started it in October, I think, September, October, something like that. And I just recently joined. No, not that recently. I have something done under the arms. As I said, it's Drops Charisma, it's superwash. I'm not a big fan of it, honestly. I'm knitting with it, but I don't like how it squeaks. I don't like the feeling of the yarn. I hope it will become better when I will block it. Definitely it should become better because, as you see, like here, it's really rolling in on itself. Now that I finished the Colette sweater, that was kind of, I started Colette sweater in March. So it was really getting on my nerves that I still don't have the finished object. Now I can work on this. Maybe it looks white and black to you. It's not. It's white and navy. That's the only type of stripes that I like. If we speak about like kind of neutral classic ones, I really don't like off-white and I really don't like black in this type of garments. So it's like optic white and navy. Now I can work on it and maybe I will be working on it tonight. I will see if we will be watching something. I think we're trying to catch up on Italian MasterChef with my boyfriend, so maybe we will. But yeah, this is my next project, like not the next project, but the current project that I can work on more. And honestly, it's also one of these things that I have this yarn in this bag, just a Uniqlo tote. I have this yarn in this tote for like 2 years. I cannot look at it anymore in this way. I really need for it to become a sweater, a finished object, a finished garment. And I always love wearing stripes. This is something that is so me. For me, this is like really classic, really timeless, really beautiful. It's something that I will always wear. So I'm really excited to finish it and wear it. So active whip right now. And I have 3 more that are kind of different, but one of them is something that I really want to also work on more actively. And I think maybe I will leave it by the couch and I will always work on it here when we're watching TV. I'm pretty sure that since I showed it to you, nothing really changed here. You probably remember this bag if you were watching me at that time. It's my Birds of a Feather shawl by Andrea Maury. Here is everything that I have. I don't have much progress here. And I want for it to become a garment finally. Here I'm using, this is the Malabrigo Silk Paca in the color Light of Love. And this is just this kind of like a little bit of off-white mohair that I bought from someone online. It's not, I didn't buy it specifically from the dyer or from the producer. It's just unknown mohair to me. But it looks great together. And this should be a shawl. And I want to return to it and knit on it more actively this year because literally didn't do like not even one stitch. Didn't change by one stitch since I stopped here in December 2024, which is not okay. Like to have one project like this is not, I don't think that it's a big drama or something like that. But I also would love to have majority of my projects or whips like being started and being finished. No. Then I have my New Year's cast on. It's a pair of socks. I want to make just simple striped socks in these 2 colors, which is like white and this burgundy Bordeaux color. As I said, I knit socks 2 at a time. So here my this is the beginning of the cuff. I didn't do much work on them. I started them in Nepal, and yeah, and this is where we are still. I didn't work on them much. I started them in Nepal for New Year's, and yeah, they're going to be my current, like when I will need a sock project, I will knit on them. The only thing is, normally I have like 1 skein of sock yarn and 2 socks and the needles and all together in this small pouch that I made. This is brocade that I bought when I was living in Thailand many years ago. I really like it. And normally it's kind of like small, cute, portable project. Now here I have 2 100-gram skeins, so it's getting a little bit overwhelming, but I will work on it. And the next bag is going to be difficult to open. If someone is interested, I'm using this type of, in Uniqlo, they have this kind of gift bags that are great as project bags because they have ties. So this is the biggest size. I have a blanket here, and I have blanket and yarn for it. So it fits everything perfectly. So I think here you can fit even the biggest cardigan. Okay, so this is my scrap busting, scrap using project whip. It's a blanket. Here it is. This is diagonal something diagonal blanket by Pearl Soho. It's a free pattern on their website, and I'm just using it to use up all of my scraps from fingering weight yarn and like sport weight yarn and different other types of yarns. I don't care if it's not going to be like all in the same weight or something like that. It will still look amazing. I started it somewhere last year, and I think now I'm almost at the width that I need, because you knit it in diagonal. So I think this is the width that is good for me. Maybe a little bit more. Maybe this color I will still knit to add to the width of the blanket, and then I can start knitting it up. This is something that I don't foresee to finish. Like, it's not the whip that I want to finish. It's the whip that will be on the side for all the scraps that I have, for all the yarn that I don't need. I still have, like, for example, this is from the blanket that I knitted for my niece. I put it here. I can use it in like 2 strands. I have some baby merino here. I have this yarn also. It's the same one, also from like the same type of yarn, just different color. I have some of this white boucle here. I think it will add some very nice depth and texture and interest to this blanket if I will add also boucle. I have lots of fingering weight yarns, like Drops Flora, Drops Nord, Fable, something else. So this is something that is going to be on the side for quite some time, and it will be finished when it will be finished. I was thinking maybe, as I have some, like I still have some scraps that I didn't use, maybe for now I will try to keep it maybe somewhere also kind of, maybe not the shawl, but this one maybe I will keep close to the couch in order to actually work on it, to finish up all of this bag of yarn that I have. And and then it will just stay in my project basket. And yeah, I think it's a great idea to have something like this on your needles all the time, because I'm not, like, I know people knit like leftover, like that lonely leftover vest or something like that. I'm probably not the person who is going to wear this type of scrappy project, just because of how I dress, how I prefer to dress, how I like my clothes to be. I'm a little bit more boring. I'm a little bit more classic. Not classic, but like a little bit more timeless, maybe. So, like, I think that this sweater I can wear even from 10 years from now and it will all be okay. Or even 30 years from now and it still will be okay. Maybe the fit will change, but overall it's going to be, I will still be happy and glad to wear it for many years to come. About scrappy projects, I'm not sure that I am the person who, like, that I will actually get lots of use out of scrappy, like, garment. But scrappy blanket, I think it's perfect. It makes me so happy. And I'm really like enjoying choosing colors, how they're going to go one after another one. I have some of them, like this one, for example. This is just alpaca yarn that I only had one single, like, small skein. And this one also, it's the same ones. So this is something that is giving me a little bit of peace of mind, not to keep all of my scrap, that they all are going to go into a pretty object. And and I think that I will, in general, if I will continue knitting the way I'm knitting right now, I think I will always try to keep something like a scrappy blanket or a pillow cover on my needles, in order to not to get overwhelmed by the leftovers, in order to use them in a nice way that make me happy, that gives me peace of mind. So I'm thinking that, yeah, this is something that maybe I will try to also work a little bit more actively on from now on, just to finish the yarn that is here in the bag. And after that, it can stay on the needles as long as it needs to, until I will have enough scraps to finish it. And speaking about leftovers, when I finished my Colette sweater, I somehow got left with 2 skeins of Pergint. Yeah, by the way, I didn't tell you the number because I thought that I didn't have this yarn here. The color is 2730. It's this beige with beige tweed. I love it. And I have 2 skeins left, and I think that I will use them to make a pair of mittens by Suzanne Muller. I think she has some sort of like winter set or winter essential set, something like that. I will insert the photo, and I really like how the mittens look, as I have 2 full skeins and I have nothing to do with them, and I don't consider this yarn to be as scrappy, like scraps or leftovers that can go into the blanket. So these ones are going to become mittens. And as I said, for now I will not have like acquisitions part of the video, because I'm trying not to buy yarn, because I have a lot of beautiful yarn that I'm really excited to knit with it. And until I have one big drawer where I keep yarn, and right now, as of now, it's not fitting there. And my ideal situation, like I don't aspire not to have yarn at all, not to have a stash. I like that I have beautiful yarn. I like that I have something to choose from. I like that I have this possibility to start this project or that project and have this choice. But on the other hand, I would love for it all, like for all of my yarn to fit into that drawer. That would be ideal situation. So until it happens, I'm planning not to buy yarn for now. And if or when it will happen, then I will see what will inspire me and what I can fall in love and buy yarn and cast on straight ahead and stuff like that. Didn't happen to me for a very long time. Like I not even with the cloud sweater, because I was thinking about this for such a long time before I bought the yarn. It was kind of like not this type of like falling in love moment. It was very calculated for like almost a whole year. So, anyways, instead of acquisitions, I will have back on the needles situation. And back on the needles from like as of now, I have 3 projects that need to go back on the needles. One is my Brady loop cardigan, because it doesn't have a button band. Right now, I'm thinking to make double knitted button band. I don't care if it will take me long, but I just need to sit down or kind of like get focused on it and do it. The other thing that I need to do is my Salty Days sweater. I need to extend it, make it longer. I have yarn for it. I have everything. I just need to do it. And the other one that I want to speak to you about now, because it's going to be the instant gratification and the easiest one out of all of them, it's my Vegas top. I was speaking about this in everything that I made last year. I have the situation here with the rib that it's not like, I don't know how come, I don't know how I did this, but it's not stretchy at all. It's just like this. And it does look like it's good width, no? Like, yeah. But I still want it to be a little bit more kind of, not flowy, but a little bit more relaxed. So I think maybe I will try to do it tonight. This is going to be, as I said, instant gratification, finally finishing this, finally making this top more wearable, and it will be ready for spring. And then after that, when I will finish one of my other projects, like probably my striped sweater, or maybe even before that, but I will think in the priority line, it will be this one just because it's easy. Then it will be my Salty Days sweater. Then it will be my Brady loop cardigan. Okay, I think this is all I had to tell you today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for staying here. Thank you so much for clicking on this video, supporting me, and watching until the end if you did. See you in my next video. Bye.